Grumpy Monkey. Oh no, Christmas! By Suzanne Lang, illustrated by Max Lang. It was a grisly, drizzly December day, just as it had been all week. Jim Pansy wasn't in the mood to celebrate. Can't it be nice for one stinking day? Jim sighed and set out into the wet in search of breakfast. But when he finally found a banana, it was green. Figures, said Jim, as he tossed a banana aside. Are you going to eat this? Asked his neighbor Norman. No, said Jim. It's not ripe. It'll ripen in your stomach, said Norman. You didn't even peel it, Jim said. The peel's where all the vitamins are, said Norman. I don't think that's true, said Water Buffalo from beneath the tree. Who cares if it's true, said Oxpecker. It's almost Christmas, and everyone knows green bananas are much more Christmassy than yellow ones, because green is a Christmas color. I'm so excited for Christmas! The weather stinks, the bananas stink. What's there to celebrate when everything stinks? Snapped Jim. Nothing to celebrate, Oxpecker couldn't believe it. But it's such a magical time of year. There are presents and visiting relatives and decorations. Oh no, not decorations, said Water Buffalo. Of course decorations, chirped Oxpecker as he wrapped some berries around Water Buffalo's horns. Decorations help spread Christmas cheer. See, Jim, don't you feel like celebrating now? No, said Jim, and he stomped away. Jim was so busy stomping, he didn't notice Maribel. Why are you stomping around, Jim? Asked Maribel. You should celebrate. It's such a magical time of year. Celebrate? Me? I don't feel like celebrating, said Jim. Maybe a song will help. Fa la 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 la. Ugh! Jim held his ears and stomped on. Right into a puddle of mud. Hooray! Jim, you're just in time to enjoy some of our holiday treats, croaked the frogs. Nothing makes you want to celebrate like a little fly pot pie, am I right? Said Bullfrog. Celebrate? Me? I don't feel like celebrating, said Jim. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this magical time of year. You should wrap presents and put them under a tree. You should make a card for your mom. Don't forget your dad. You should take a long winter's nap. You should light 7 candles. Or 9. You should quietly reflect. You should eat sugar plums. You should do something nice for someone else. But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. Why aren't you celebrating, Jim? Asked the others. It's such a magical time of year. The bananas aren't ripe. I'm soaked and covered in mud. This fly is driving me crazy, and you're all giving me a headache. How can I celebrate when everything stinks? And he stormed off. Jim tried to ignore all the holiday celebrations, but he couldn't ignore the rumbling in his tummy. Maybe Norman's right. Maybe the banana will ripen in my stomach. He peeled a green banana and ate it. Ow, ow, ow! Norman wasn't right. Norman wasn't right about what? Asked Norman. About the bananas, said Jim. Now my stomach hurts, and I still have a headache, and I'm muddy and wet. And come to think of it, I'm cold too. Not to mention, this fly won't leave me alone. How can anyone celebrate when everything stinks? Sounds like you could use some tea, said Norman. Tea? Said Jim. I don't like tea. Have you ever tried it? Asked Norman. No, said Jim. Maybe give it a try, suggested Norman. Jim took a sip of the tea. It warmed him all the way to his tummy. In fact, it started to make his tummy feel better. It's made with mint leaves that grow right here. Pretty nice, huh? Said Norman. I never noticed the mint leaves, said Jim. They do a good job of blending in, said Norman. Can I get that for you? Said Chameleon. Thanks, said Jim. I guess there are a lot of things I haven't noticed. It can be hard to notice things when you've got a lot of complaints, said Norman. Jim looked around. He noticed how pretty the raindrops looked on the leaves, and that the holiday tree made a pretty good umbrella, and that he was surrounded by loved ones. Taking time to notice the good things can make your problems seem smaller, said Norman. Jim agreed. And that was a reason to celebrate. Little Blue Truck's Christmas, written by Alice Shirtle, illustrated by Jill McElmurray. Beep, beep, beep. December's here. Little Blue Truck is full of cheer. Every Christmas, Little Blue has a delivery job to do. 5 trees ready to take a ride. How many trees will fit inside? 1 tree, 2 trees, 3 trees, 4. Just enough room for 1 tree more. 5 green trees make 1 big load. Beep, says Blue. Let's hit the road. Blue has friends both far and near. Who needs a Christmas tree this year? Honk, says the goose. This big one, please. Now there are 4 green Christmas trees. Moo, says the cow. This tall one, please. Now there are 3 green Christmas trees. Oink, says the pig. This fat one, please. Now there are 2 green Christmas trees. Meh, says the goat. This short one, please. Now there is 1 green Christmas tree. 1 tree left in a Little Blue Truck. 1 tree left? What very good luck! Little Blue Truck needs a Christmas tree. Beep, beep, beep. This one's for me. The Night Before Christmas, the Classic Edition, by Clement Moore, illustrated by Charles Santori. 'Tis was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane flew, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and Saint Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."